morning. Morning, good morning. Okay, now I'm going to stop that, everybody, so we can get started here. So, there's a saying that in the month of May there is a luck and a love, and I think that I'm feeling it. So, if last year was melody clutter, this year is Jill Verdes. And I have her picture hung up right here. So, I made it pretty big and pretty bold. After all, Leo is her sun sign, and you know that that is a sign that is very, you're drawn to it, a magnetization. Someone who lights up a room and just gets the attention without even intending to get the attention. And, most Leos are not superficial and are not animated. And that's maybe part of the reason why I think that it's a cayenne pepper or a chili pepper, because sometimes they're hot and sometimes they're not so hot. It could also be beef, when it comes to me, and then Leos and me and beef, because I'm pretty particular. Because if the beef is, tender and it's juicy, then that means that Leo is fiery and bold and fun and funny and all those things. Generosity, all those things. If it's tough and bland, then it's one of the negative Leos, as we talked about, which would be my therapist. And I have another person, but I'm not going to name names. Now, one of the creating sources of the Menton leader, because the Menton leader comes up with the customs and comes up with the songs, is the Menton leader's dreams. Last night I was having a dream, a visitation, we were probably in Missouri, somewhere out in the countryside. It was the middle of nowhere. The sun was shining. It was morning. Um, and I remember we were visiting a house on a hill, and it was a castle. It was a castle-like house. Um, and so, for some reason I lost my appetite and I didn't have a lot of it, but, that's not really important. So anyway, we were with this group of individuals and people. And then, it was like kind of a take on Harry Potter. So we were going to be having some matches of some kind, some athletic type games of some kind. I didn't know what we were doing. Dreams are random and hard to explain like that. So anyway, our group was doing it, and the other group was doing it. It was a competition. And then at the end, I remember there was one guy that's saying, the ingest way is this way, and my group was going the ingest way, and the just way was to the south. And I remember there was one person that was going with me. There was one person that was in my group, and it was this person. It was our Minton guest, and I remember standing. At one side, over to the east side, and then she was standing over toward. And, I don't want any questions or any comments about those, crush-like areas. I'm not going to get into that. We're not going to go that path. That's where we draw the line. But whatever I say, you can think that, but I do not want to hear it. Otherwise, it's just no. So anyway, over to the other side, over to the west side. And the sun was shining over the eastern horizon, like it looks like now. And it was early season, I should add. So, we were going back home, because we were going, out, and we were flying. We were flying to go home. And I remember just going over right next to Jill, because I wanted that kind of relationship. I wanted that connection. I wanted the attention of her on me. And, I wanted to get to know and socialize. And I wanted to fly as a flying partner with her. Now, those are the kind of feelings, and those are the moments. This is the reason why I have Minton guests. This is the reason why certain Minton guests come here, is those kind of feelings. So I remember flying. And we were on brooms just together, flying back home. And I remember it was just so funny, because my pants, the back of my pants were kind of coming undone, and they were kind of lowering. So there were several comments about, that and everything. But that was a very, very special moment. And there's also a resistance. There's also a feeling of fragility, and like I'm interfering with something I should not be interfering. Well, you know what? We're going to break through. Fire sign, not a water sign. And so that is precisely why we're all going to be breaking through. We're going to be stepping across and finding the courage to completely make ourselves at home at Jill Ferda's household. And we're going to meet her daughter, Kendall Kay, who reminds me of Melody's daughter, which would be, what is her name? I'm trying to think. Gabby and Kendall. We're going to compare them with a resemblance, just a mini little prayer. So it'll be online, it'll be through Zoom, and that'll be later. We'll be staying from about 11 through about 6. So we'll be there the whole afternoon. We'll get to talk to, we'll get to socialize, we'll get to know Jill and her daughter. We'll get to do a lot of activities, and also, because it's a very, very Leo thing to, makeup and fashion and costumes, those are lessons that Jill will be offering from about 1 or 2 in the afternoon, al fresco. Just because the weather's really, really nice down there. So, we know the sun sign. We know the sun sign. Moon is in my sun sign, which is Aries. I just had my birthday recently. And so we're going to talk about that, a little bit later. I'll get into the astrology a little bit later. But I just want to know, how did you sleep last night? Excellent, wonderful. Yeah, I have your picture hung up here. And I decided to, because this is the last one's picture, I just want to show you real quick. So this is Kathy's picture. It's a little bit small and it doesn't really stand out. And it goes astrological, because your sun sign is Leo. I have your picture very big and bold so that can really stand out. One of the things that we'll be watching, and the thing about the Amenten, and they mentioned later, is that there are random. So, one of the things that we're going to be watching is The Free Range Cook by Annabelle Langbein. And she is an Australian woman that kind of talks a little funny. You're going to really want to make fun of her. Simple pleasures, tips and tricks, easy, home fresh, dinner recipes that are, organic, and so that's all I can say about it. So everybody, just what I want you to do is, there is a slight summer resemblance and also punch resemblance to Jill and Annabelle. And we're going to find that resemblance. And we're going to... Now, here's the next question I want to ask. Do you think that you would be good at doing an Australian accent? Well, I'm thinking that maybe you could try to show us what your Australian accent would sound like. Okay, that's wonderful. So, here's what I want you to do, though. Great initiative taking. So, you're going to be watching Annabelle Langbein, The Free Range Cook. And this takes place in New Zealand or Australian. I wonder if she's a Taurus, but maybe a Leo. Millian Esposito has her sun in Leo, moon in Taurus. Have you seen the show, Talia? Do you know? Oh, that's wonderful. So you've seen Talia. Amazing. So have you seen The Free Range Cook? Oh, so you haven't. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have you all just go on to the YouTube search bar and put in Annabelle Langbein, just that name. ANNABELLANGBEIN. Annabelle Langbein, or you can put in The Free Range Cook. So just watch some clips and think about how similar Jill's Australian accent and Annabelle's accent would be together in voice and accent, because I can tell that there would be a resemblance between your Australian accent and hers, and also the Just Peachy song Brawlea we're going to do. We're going to clean up for your concert. So how about you just do a little sampling for us of that wonderful Australian accent that you have. I want to hear it. Okay. Really, really good. Better than I could do. I'm pretty good at changing voices and all that kind of thing. But I could just tell the resemblance. I don't know if all of you could, because you've never seen the show yet, but I can tell the resemblance, and you haven't either. So that's something that I just want to have you all do. So, season 2. You know what I just did is very Leo with my hair. Season 2 of Dance Moms is when Jill comes into the picture. And her daughter, Kendall, Kay, comes in. And season 2 gets a lot more interesting than season 1, because season 1 starts everything off and it's super short. There's a lot more drama and a lot more things going on in season 2. It's very, very addictive. So it's important to ground yourself, stick up to 1 and 2 episodes a day, not to get too sucked in. So if you didn't know, getting astrological, your daughter is a Sagittarius, your husband is Aries, and you are Leo. So it's a fire trio, so a lot of fire. And I'm Aries too. It was April 6th. Wonderful. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about is I'm going to stop to make sure that I have enough time and memory on it.